Hey guys, Norman here, Detone After Dark. I'm here to actually do a proper ceramic coating steps that I use that are true to me, and I have pretty much a virtually a zero fail rate. I haven't had any customers come back with warranty claims. I've never had a customer not be overly excited, seeing their car. So today I'll be talking about proper ceramic coating steps, the ones that I do that are simple enough for a DIYer to even do them. Like they're not tricky, and they're great for a professional wanting to get better at to get better long-term results when they are actually charging people, $6,000 to $2,000. I heard out there. Uh, I don't see how that happens, but it's not my game, not my bag with what people want to charge. Um, Now, could there be different methods? Of course. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know, not everybody eats the same macaroni, let alone use a spoon or a fork. But these are the steps that I personally use. To keep coatings from failing, keeping customers happy when they come back with their annual inspections, or they don't because it's just their day, just their summer car. In Alaska, we have 4 months maybe of good weather. But let's get into it. The first step is the wash process. I recommend starting with a quality alkaline soap based. And the reason why is because you want to strip that car. They're also called decon soaps. Um, the goal here is to strip the old waxes, the road film, the salt, the grime, anything that is sitting on the paint that needs to be stripped. That way, it is the least amount of you touching the car, which is less scratches and less scrapes. um, you want to do that. And with that, I would say it's going to be these. So these are decon soaps. Make sure I'm on the here. Yep. So you have the Koshkimi. Little goes a long way. I use the one that goes strictly in my uh, foam cannon. So I got the armor detail. I use Pro 50. It's a not, they say no brushing, but I use my obviously microfiber mitt, and this is amazing product. It's a little goes a long way, and it just melts that salt, mud, and grime that Alaska has. But these are what you're gonna want. They're called decon soaps, alkaline soaps. That way, it's a fresh start. And then after that, I move into my iron removers. So iron fallout, stuff like that. Um, Adams is a good one. I've used that. This one I like a lot more. It has a very good coloring. So then that way I know when it's pretty bad. This is a 3 to 5 minute sit time. So I think Adams too. I used to buy them, um, and less expensive. Oh, it kind of price went down. It was actually at like 55, 60. It was right behind these guys, but both are fairly great. This one turns colors. This one doesn't, but I shine a light as I look through to see what's happening in areas that are aggressively getting eaten, chewed up and stuff. This one has a purple effect, so if uh, you really need to see that difference, or if you're doing videos, it's also a good thing to do the Iron Mover by Adams because of the color change. Um, Read the label. This is super important. You don't want this to dry because it will etch into glass, it'll etch into your plastics, it'll etch into your paint, which makes to where you are now having to work harder. And after this, you just pressure wash it off. Nothing fancy, nothing wild. Now this is the part that is the make or break. Clay decontamination. Clay bar. I use a clay mitt personally. I have fatter hands. I'm like, uh, thank goodness I'm not in prison because it just out of my hand every time. I always drop a clay bar and it's just always thrown away. I now upgraded myself to a clay bar mitt. These are perfect. I don't put my hand in it obviously, but I get a lot more uh, surface cleaning, and they have different ones. They got ones that are, this one removes paint overspray, water spots. I have the uh, medium grade, so medium grit, just like clay work. Because in Alaska we have tar, asphalt, um, tree sap. We have everything. It's a mess up here. Obviously, if you're in a sandy area, you might be fine with the fine grade. I just use medium grade, and I have it in a bucket of clean hot water while I'm clay barring, because that way the the tackier you can make this mitt, just like even a clay bar, is the more you're going to be able to pull gently without it like sliding and scraping as like a block of rubber. And when I say that is you're also going to need a spray. So they got clay lube. Detail spray is a good one that a lot of people use, the waterless car wash. Um, I use this not that one. That oh, McGuire's Hyper Wash. It's D110. It's a 400-to-1 dilution ratio. I'm talking like I would use a capful for a 32-ounce spray bottle, and I use my clay bar mitt. Oh my goodness, it is just perfection. I mean, I have never had an issue doing it this way. Of using that soap with my clay mitt, it just lifts off the debris to where it's a smooth glass surface. I love it. I love it, and I recommend it. Because the goal is removing the bonded contamination, getting the surface smooth. That is what's in this. Has to You have to do this. If you don't do this, you just wasted all of your time. And then this is the most important spot, is paint correction. You have to remove the swirls, the scrapes, and all that stuff. Oh, okay, you can't hear it. I got a chinchilla now. Side, my wife bought a chinchilla. You got to do either a 1-step, 2-step, or 3-step uh, paint correction. How deep are the scratches? Do you have a black vehicle, dark silver, to where you can see all the swirls and all the markings, stuff like that? Have to. You have to find a good DA buffer. I do a 15 millimeter throw, that we can get into those little nice tight spots and keep moving. People swear by battery operated. I like corded. That way the power doesn't run out. The only time I use my battery operated DA polisher is when it's like one little spot, or yeah, just one little spot, a line of some paint rub or something, but not an entire vehicle. But I use a battery powered DA. I suck through batteries. I mean, the truck I did today took 3 batteries, because I just finally bought a battery operated one. I'm just gonna stay with corded. But if you don't get rid of the defects, it's going to shine brighter with the ceramic coating on it when it's out in the sun, and you're gonna be pissed. And there's nothing you can do except sanding it off and restarting this process from back at the first. Uh, and then now you have to do panel wipe down. What's a good one? I think it's like wax remover. Wax remover. Car wax remover. And I always use Amazon to look these up, because it pretty much will pull off everything I need. Um, the Rust-Oleum wax and tar remover is perfect. I have that at my shop. Because it's specifically for the wax and the tar remover, which is when you're done. Sorry, I got a bug in my throat. Hold on. You need that wax and tar remover, because what it does is it will evenly wipe it off. And I'm a little anal retentive. I use one side of the rag per panel, just to make sure I don't overload it with wax that I'm removing, and then just cause a smear, and then that will, and again, mess up your ceramic coating. Um, that way you get all the defects out. some people live by 50/50 alcohol. I would just buy what really has the name in it. Wax remover. This is a really good one. I have like 6 bottles of those. Um and this is where I don't fail. You know, don't get these ones that says like, waxing grease remover, multi-surface prep paint. None of that. Don't get any of that because there's a chemical in there that'll make the ceramic coating not bond properly. I just go with this one. The Rust-Oleum one is beautiful. Um, Make sure the vehicle is completely dry. I use my air gun and I'll just be blowing in the crevices. I'll blow in the mirrors. I'll everywhere. Because as soon as you put ceramic coating down, you're screwed if water starts like going down it because it will automatic like that ceramic coating gets so slick so quick that if it's by water and water can like basically like Spider-Man tingling, it'll just go 100%. So you got to make sure your door jambs are dry. You got to make sure your window seals are dry. You got to make sure your mirror seals are dry because you don't want to do this. That's the point of no return. Have strong lighting. What's a good? I don't know. Let's see here. What's a good light for ceramic coating site? So high color rendering. I think it's like 8,000. I've had it for, yeah, it's an 8,000 lumen, I think it is, 8,500, and then it's 100 watt. Let me see on here. Let's see. 500 Kelvin. Shop light. Shop. Shop light stand. There we go. Yeah, mine was, I didn't set to 5,000 K. I would up that. You need to up it. Let me see if I can. Let's see if they got on the internet. Let's see here. 7,000 lumen, 11,000 lumen. But you're gonna want to find something that's gonna have 85 Kelvin. Uh, Otherwise, you're just gonna be mad. You're not gonna be able to see all the color. You're not gonna be able to see all the high and lows because with ceramic coating, if you put it on and then as soon as you start buffing, you can notice if it's too heavy in one spot because it's usually going to be a darker color because it is thicker. And then if you see it's very light in another area or another angle, that means that it's very thin and it needs to get leveled out. And you have to do it with multiple rags. And you don't get to reuse these rags. These rags are trash after you use them because ceramic coating is a silicon bonded oxygen molecule. So that rag becomes glass. And the last thing you want to do is somebody's car with that. Uh, I guess this is the easiest way to think about it is that those rags basically are floor rags, meaning got dirt in them, they're useless. Next. So be careful with that. And if you don't catch those, uh, and this is the compound I use, the McGuire's. I think it's a 300 D300. I think it is. One sec. Yeah, D300. It's one of the best compounds I've seen out there. If anybody has any qualms about it, sorry, I've used it for a decade now. Flawless, flawless execution, impeccable paint correction with so much leeway on those that are new to it. So that is important as far as like your compounds you'll need before starting with coating. But this is the process I trust. This is the So just to kind of reiterate it, it's do an alkaline decon soap. You do a fallout remover that you leave on there for 2 to 5 minutes, whatever the time is. Read the label. Um, Clay bar mitt. I use medium grit because Alaska. Obviously, if you live in a better city without tar and stuff, you might get away with the light one. I recommend just getting the medium one, just so you kind of cover your bases. After clay barring, you're gonna want to go into the compound correction compound. McGuire's D300. It's your hands down. It's the easiest to work with, and it gives you a lot of chances of not burning paint. And then while you're buffing, actually, an important thing about buffing, feel it in between of you buffing it. Just make sure you don't get the paint too hot, because if you get the paint too hot, you can end up burning it, and if you burn it, you got to pay for it. Um, the Rust-Oleum, boom, Rust-Oleum wax and tar remover, super important. And just finish up with the ceramic. Read the label. Some are 1 minute, some are 5 minutes, some are 15, some are 20. And then you wipe it. Have a bucket ton of rags that you're willing to let go. So whenever I do ceramic coating, I use the eldest rags first, and then boop, get them out. And then you let it sit for 24 hours, and you're for the races. It's done. It's awesome. You're excited because you finished it. Namaste. But this is my trusted and true steps. So if you got any questions, drop them in the comments. If you have your own method, share it below. I always like hearing, what other detailers do and don't do, or even if they question what I do and don't do. I love it. But this is Norman with Detailing After Dark. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.